Among the senators targeted, Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. He's also a member of the Senate Finance, Budget, and Homeland Security Committees. He joins us now here live on Newsline. Senator, it's great to have you with us. I know you were informed a few days ago about this, but all of us are just learning. I mean, your reaction and also the way it was discovered. This wasn't a whistleblower. Walk us through how you found out you were being tracked by Jack Smith with no knowledge.
Well, having investigated the FBI for about a decade now, sadly, this doesn't surprise me, but it should shock and outrage every American. What's maybe even more revealing is the fact that we still have leftist partisan actors inside these agencies that are frustrating Kash Patel and Dan Bongino's and Pam Bondi's efforts to clean house, to come clean, to provide this information. We found out about this because the agent that apparently was able to obtain these records was applying for recertification with this CAS system, the Cellular Analyst Survey Team. And in reapplying, this agent apparently listed this as an accomplishment, kind of a bow sheet.
Wow.
So no, I should definitely be able to be on the CAS team because I scooped up these records from 8 senators and one House member. Look at me, didn't I do a good job? So again, it either shows just a jaw-dropping ignorance on the part of that agent, or just a cavalier attitude inside the leftist Biden Department of Justice and the FBI towards scooping up the phone records of
fishing
the separate branch of government of their political opponents.
Wow. Pam Bondi, as you know, on the Hill right now, some real fiery moments with the Attorney General here. I want to play one of it, though, where she is reacting to Jack Smith and the surveillance. Let's play this.
As to ending the weaponization of justice, we learned that former FBI secretly investigated you and your colleagues. Why? They wanted to take President Trump off the playing field. They were playing politics with law enforcement powers and will go down as a historic betrayal of public trust. This is the kind of conduct that shatters the American people's faith in our law enforcement system.
So, what happens to Jack Smith, Senator? Is there any accountability? So many Americans see this. They see the declassified records when it comes to the Russia collusion. I mean, you obviously are in the center of a lot of this investigations. I mean, people are saying, is there going to be any accountability for what they have done and the weaponization of the government?
Well, accountability starts with exposure. As I said, this is not exactly like partisan actors coming clean with this stuff. Senator Grassley and I requested all the records from Arctic Frost now since the start of this administration. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino have a real difficult task. A lot of people resigned. They simply couldn't, the leftists couldn't serve President Trump. They've had to terminate people. But also they're having a hard time staffing these agencies because of all the lawfare against people like Judge Troups in Wisconsin, who represented President Trump, and now he's being sued to the tune of about $1 million so far in terms of legal fees. So it doesn't take many people to be made an example of to make it very unattractive to serve in this administration. So again, it's a huge challenge. As I said, this should outrage everybody. And Jack Smith was obviously a hard partisan. What's interesting is the timeline of this. President Trump's Mar-a-Lago was raided in August of 2022. Jack Smith announced the indictment about a year later. This occurred a couple months after that announcement. So they've already indicted President Trump. Why are they going on this fishing expedition with 9 members of Congress? I mean, it makes no sense. And the names also, there's no tie in it. There's what's the predicate for this? Who approved it? Who knew about it? I mean, those are the questions that have to be answered.
Yeah. I certainly hope you get those answers, and I hope you'll continue to join us as we'll track this. And obviously, a lot of news when it comes to the weaponization, like I said, declassified documents and what was really happening now, all coming to light. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, I thank you. Appreciate your time, sir.
Have a great day.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.